Like that was a good show?
It was.
Oh, fuck you.
Dude, that show was great until the last episode when you find it out.
Yeah, until you find out the whole series was shit.
Yeah. When you get to the end, spoilers, I don't give a fuck. But when you get to that last episode, you find out that they've been dead and in purgatory the whole fucking time, and they were just trying to make it to the other side. That really pissed me off. It's like, cool, so this whole show means nothing. Like, they were dead when the plane crashed. In episode 1.
I'm Uncle Trip.
I'm the Cooch.
Welcome to our wrestling show. Behind the camera today we got Youngboy Charles. Yes, he pays me to be here. No, he will not ever be as good as me. And he knows it. First question, boy.
Alright, we're going to start with NJPW.
Speak up, boy.
I need a mic! So, how do you feel about the new NJPW World Heavyweight title?
I don't like it.
No, not at all. It's tiny. So, it's not a good look.
I wouldn't even say that it's tiny per se. Like, the gold piece on it, like, is big, but it doesn't make any sense in comparison to what the belt was.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be your top belt now. Like, to replace these two great belts that, like, a Shinsuke Nakamura put over the Intercontinental belt and then Naito put it over.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Kota Ibushi, who should be your poster boy. And you give him this little tiny belt.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he had, like, a hand in, like, designing it.
Yeah, well, he wears tiny shorts. Like, they should have known better. They should have been like, this guy doesn't know what size pants he owns. It's just not great. Like, it could have been so much. There should be more theatrics to it, almost.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're known for over-the-top intros, better gimmicks, all this amazing shit that we really love about them. And then they come out with just the most low-key belt in the world.
I mean,
It looks like the Divas Championship.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a little tiny butterfly sitting right above his cock.
But golden.
A golden cock butterfly. Shout out, that's the legacy Antonio Inoki wanted.
Golden cock butterfly.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. And you know what? I think I've decided it. That's the first tattoo I'm putting on the young boy.
Okay.
Just a golden butterfly right on the pubis.
No, you make the butterfly's body a cock.
His cock.
So it's a literal cock.
Oh, so
butterfly.
you fold it up on yourself, and then the wings would be right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Patreon only.
Moving on, how do you think these other belts were better? What do you think they could have done differently to make their belt better?
Bigger, more gold.
Yeah, more engraving per se, because like the previous belt, it had like a lot of weird engravings and like just random shit in it, and it was big and bold and said I don't know. It was weird. Like, to change it, it didn't make any sense, and you've gotten rid of a belt. Now you're just shy one belt. It doesn't make sense.
And it was a great belt. It hadn't been around all that long, but the history that it had already built.
Yeah, in 10 years.
Yeah.
A lot of notable people held that belt in just a 10-year span.
Like who?
Shinsuke Nakamura, who was the first Intercontinental Champion?
Pretty sure.
Got it over. Came to WWE, you know, we know that fucking tragic tale. That's a Shakespearean story in its own right. But when he was in New Japan and getting that belt over, he saw it as a top championship.
Yeah.
And then Naito gets it, who's a top guy. And then, kayfabe, he doesn't see it as a top championship. He fucking destroyed parts of it. For the first chunk of his 6 times he's reigned, for the first part of it, he destroyed parts of it, forcing the company to, remake it in 2017. Which could have been cool here, something like that. Like, maybe Kota, in storyline, he'll fucking hate the belt and he starts breaking it apart, but I doubt they'll do that so soon.
Yeah, no, not with a unification thing. As big as they went, not gonna happen. And now it's Kota versus Will Ospreay at that Genesis or whatever coming up soon.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match.
You know what? I just pulled up a picture of the belt. I'm looking at it up close. It's beautiful. No, if they had made it bigger, it could have been cool, but
Yeah,
it looks like a belt from a fucking underground fighting anime.
it should be wider, like that excess white where you see the nails and stuff in it are on the side, or the little pins or whatever.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be there. Like the whole gold plating
Yeah.
should take up that whole front.
Yeah, it's
centerpiece.
literally got the background
yeah.
of a title. Like, you see under where title is supposed to be.
It's so
Yeah.
bad.
If they had just widened it, it would probably be a beautiful belt.
Yeah.
But as of now, it looks like it looks like the miniature replica belts that you buy at Walmart. And that sucks because
And
it's a
dude, look
beautiful
at, like,
belt.
right underneath it, there's the old one. That one just looks... I guess the reason I like the old one more, because look at how much that resembles the old, like, World Heavyweight Championship
Like
belt.
the actual World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
The one that started it all.
That looks almost the most similar to that belt.
Yeah. Like, I really liked all of their belts till this new one.
Weird.
Yeah. Moving on.
Next topic.
Who should headline WrestleMania?
Well, I mean, the card's pretty much set at this point.
Yeah, it is. We're, 2 weeks out as of filming?
No, it's gonna be. Yeah, I mean, fans and shit. I mean, it's next weekend.
That's
No.
real close.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's today? Today's the 2nd. It's
Huh.
literally next weekend.
So on their wiki, I know that that's not always the order that they go in,
Yeah.
but for night one, it's got Sasha Bianca.
Yeah,
In the headline spot. That's what it should be.
Those-
I'm not sure though.
Those top two that are on there, I was listening to something on my way over here, and that's what they were talking about, like who should open up night one, because it needs to have a big pop, because they're talking about not doing a match for the pre-show this year.
Yeah, just putting it all.
Yeah. And so those were the two, Sasha and then Bobby versus Drew for night one as a big opener. And I'd be okay with either one of them. I think it would be better to start with Sasha and Bianca and end with Bobby and Drew on night one.
Yeah, Sasha Bianca is probably a more important match.
Yeah.
Just for the future going on and for them to be able to showcase some women at WrestleMania again.
Yeah. There's also a big rumor that Becky might show back up in Mania.
Be
Seeing
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't necessarily seem like it, but I know she's been training with Seth type shit, trying to get back
I'm
into it.
fine with it though. I'd love to see her come back. She's the man.
Yeah.
Love her. I want to see her, and I want to see Shayna Baszler. I want to see that program they were supposed to run.
Yeah, because that was bad. They just, like, a couple matches and then just fizzled out, done, over with.
Yeah, they had to end it.
Yeah, and then just, oh, here, I'm going to give the belt to Asuka. And they've done nothing since then.
Yeah, which is another bummer.
Yeah.
Because Asuka's amazing.
Who do you guys feel should have headlined this WrestleMania?
Oh, it's them.
Is that?
Yeah, Sasha Bianca could have had the last night spot.
Yeah.
Because I think that in ring, that's going to be a better match
Who-
than anything else we get on this card.
What's the full thing? What's like the full rundown?
Sasha Bianca, and then you got Bobby and Drew.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good match, but
Oh, yeah.
in ring, I don't think it's going to be as good as Sasha Bianca.
No, it doesn't need to be the end-all, be-all.
No, and then you got Roman and Edge and Daniel. So you got DB maybe going over, like if they want a happy ending, but it's probably going to be Roman.
See, yeah, I mean, it probably is, but I think Edge or DB should win that, just so that way Roman can take, like, monster heel turn. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's heel tribal chief shit now, but, like,
Give
They
him
could-
something to chase.
they could put him over so much more, make him much more menacing, get Jimmy back into the mix, give us a full stable. I'm tired of seeing Jay and Paul come walking out. I'd rather see both
Yeah.
Usos come out behind him and then Paul's, like, behind them.
Let's have Paul Heyman pull another swerve on us and go side with Edge. And he's done it before. He did it to Lesnar.
Speaking of that, did you see the thing I tagged you in yesterday? On Facebook?
Yes, that prank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this huge article going around, and everybody
Was
thought
biting it.
biting it. They took it full force. It was fucking April
Marks.
Fools. Brock Lesnar signs to AEW. That's the title of the article. And I click on the comments. Every single person thought that shit was real and were pissed.
Yeah.
They were so mad about it. And I was like, I just tagged him in. I was like, bro, all these people think this is real.
And they're like, I didn't get why they'd be upset. If Brock Lesnar was gonna be used properly as a part-timer anywhere, it's AEW. I'm telling you guys, don't fucking sleep on that. Tony Khan's got Vince McMahon mind.
But they've, like, AEW has already, like, purposefully, like, Brock was behind the scenes at one of the shows or whatever, but, like, they've purposely made fun of him. Wardlow's finishing move is the fucking F10.
Yeah, he does the corner thing too.
He spins them one time before he throws them. Like, come on, I don't see it working.
What a great feud. What a great feud that would be.
Mm.
Wardlow, Brock Lesnar. Brock goes over, and then you get Brock with someone else. Let's get Brock and Kenny.
I don't want to see Brock and Kenny. I'd like to see Brock in this version of Moxley.
Oh shit.
Saying.
Oh shit.
Or maybe if Brian Cage gets a big, massive push here soon or whatever, the two big guys, you know what I'm saying? Because Brian Cage is way more agile and, like, I wouldn't say athletic, but he's got more shit that he can do in his repertoire than Brock can right now. Because Brock doesn't moonsault anymore, he doesn't fucking, like...
He shouldn't. He doesn't.
You'll never see him jump up over somebody in the middle of the ring. Like, Brian Cage still fucking hops up and does splits in midair type shit.
He has to. He's not over as Brock. He's not a legend like Brock Lesnar.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I mean, he definitely could be.
He's the machine, bro.
He's the fucking FTW champion.
Not for much longer. Not for much longer, bro.
You think?
You see what they're doing. Right after the fucking Revolution pay-per-view or whatever, he comes out and he's like, you know what, fuck them. You still got it, Sting. Bad or not, you still got it. And they all get pissed off. And then next week, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And then they're all just sitting there like, yeah, everything's fine, gritting through their teeth. Just to do it again this past week. Like,
is AEW gonna break up every single faction that they have?
Well, I wouldn't say break them all up, but...
Well, I mean, it's seemingly like they're gonna do that.
Not really. Inner Circle came back last night and beat the shit... Or not last night.
Right. Well,
yeah. What was that last night?
But I mean, they
2
broke
nights
them
ago.
apart. Like, they took away 2 pieces. They already had Sammy gone, and I mean, he's back, thankfully. Yeah. Fucking shout out Sammy Guevara and his hilarious vlogs.
Yes.
That's the only vlog in the world that I'll actually watch. Straight up, it's amazing. It's funny.
I'll watch
They
a
gave
good bit
QT
of
Marshall a fucking heel turn in it.
Yeah, sure.
Youngboy is here to serve coffee. This is the part of the video that people will either love or hate. The weird silence, getting to see our twink assistant.
Jesus Christ.
Hey! This is what you pay me for.
Shouldn't have stood behind me with it wide open.
You could have buttoned up your sexy purple shirt.
Yeah, what the fuck? What?
He dressed up for a goddamn... Don't berate him for dressing for the
I'm
job.
not. It's just...
He's not CM Punk. He doesn't get to come in here in a fucking t-shirt, with his wrists wrapped up, looking like they're broken. Shout out Tony Atlas.
I've got this fucking vest thing at the house, and it's super oversized. If on him it would be, you know what I'm saying? I'm braiding, that's what he's got to wear every time.
I mean, you know, he's a New Japan style young boy. We can basically do anything to him that's legal. And I mean, obviously he has to consent. And we would never fire him for saying no, because he's also our friend, but... God, what a little weirdo.
So, do you think John Cena would make an appearance? Would you even see him?
No.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Would you even see him? Shout out young boy.
No. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed at this point that he's not going to show up. It's conflicting schedules. He just got done with that Suicide Squad movie, and then he's making a TV show for his character from that movie.
Huh.
So I just don't.
I don't know if he's got a second season coming out of his cartoon or not. Yeah, he had a cartoon. Yeah, sci-fi, I believe.
Well, that and you remember that Wipeout show? They revived that.
Yep.
He's one of the hosts on that.
Yeah, he's gonna host it with Nicole Byer.
It looks pretty funny, bro.
Amazing comic.
So I don't see it, but I mean they teased him for the whole Hollywood thing or whatever. So maybe for that.
Oh yeah, he's got to come back for the Hollywood Mania.
Yeah.
Well, because eventually they have to bring The Rock in again to do a thing with Roman. Won't be this year.
It's got to be the Hollywood one.
Yeah,
in 2
so
years at
they
39.
bring back Cena and The Rock and Hulk and a few more people for that one. That's gonna be one of the best Manias of all time.
Yeah.
If they play
do
their
it
cards
right.
right, yeah. Plus they've got all this competition.
Well, because look what happened with the first 2 The Rock versus John Cena matches. Those didn't really go over too well.
You
with
mean
everybody.
those 2 once in a lifetime matches that they had back to fucking back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the young boy just looked at us with shock because of how stupid it sounds. It felt that stupid in the moment.
Yeah.
They advertised their first match as once in a lifetime, and they advertised it for like a year. They have the match, and immediately they played it where we knew there was going to be another match next year. And then I'm pretty sure at some point they called it that again.
Yeah.
This once in a lifetime moment that happened 2 years in a row.
I mean, I'm kind of glad I wasn't watching during that time period because that was during the time frame I had given up on wrestling. I was just like, fuck all this shit.
Fair.
So I got to miss out on all that. I've gone back and watched it now, and I understand why it didn't work.
Yeah. I got a question for you concerning Mania.
What's that?
All right. Does Sheamus go over Riddle? Or does Sheamus stay mid-card?
I honestly want Sheamus to go over. He just won their match on Raw this past week. That match was great. They both look good doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't... Sheamus, yeah, he's like in his 40s at this point. I think he's like 40, 41. But
Still.
he's
Great shape.
Still great shape.
Doesn't get hurt.
Nope. Does great fucking in-ring work.
Yeah.
I would be...
Good on the mic.
I'd be okay with him entering into a mainstream feud with Riddle. Go back and forth with the belt maybe for a little bit. Just for Riddle to come out on top.
I don't want that because I think that Riddle should move up. I think the kid's got charisma. I think, by kid, I mean a fucking grown-ass man who's older than me.
You really think that they're going to take the belt off either Roman or Drew?
No, but throw him in a feud with him. Let's get him a main feud, and then... Because once somebody gets a certain amount of over, you don't really have to put a title on them anymore.
True.
The title is to help give you a push, but look at a Randy Orton, who's one of the most over and respected guys backstage in the company.
True.
He had the belt for a little while with Drew just to make
like
their
2
feud
weeks.
a little hotter.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't need a belt. You bring Cena back, you don't need a belt on the guy.
I mean, to go with your point, right now, Randy and the Fiend, this shit's been going on for fucking months right now.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited to see how this continues or ends.
Exactly, and there's no belt involved.
No.
But I'm solely invested in the story with both of them.
I hate every time they give the Fiend or Bray Wyatt the belt because they just don't do it right.
Yeah,
They do it poorly, and then they shit on his character,
Yeah.
and then he comes back, fucking kills it, and everybody loves him.
Yeah, like last time he had the belt or whatever when Roman made his comeback.
Yeah, they had it for a month?
A week.
A week?
He literally had it for a week. He beats Braun, takes the belt. Then a week later, because they did those 2 pay-per-views back-to-back within a week of each other. And then the next pay-per-view, it's a triple threat match. Roman decides he's not going to show up. They break the ring, and then he shows up and just wrecks everyone. And then pinned him for the belt. It was the way that went down, I was kind of mad. I was like...
if the Fiend had never held the belt, and then that exact scenario had gone down, it would have been that much more amazing.
Yeah.
Because it was a great moment, but it was just shitty for the Fiend's character.
Yeah.
I'm cool with you guys beating him, and, he wants time off, give him time off. Don't give him a belt and then let him lose it and then not do anything about it, because it makes it look weird at kayfabe.
Mm-hmm.
Makes the character look silly. And he's not a silly character. He's vindictive and evil.
Yeah.
Dude is demon manifest,
Dude.
He's a melted human right now.
Which, I still want to know who's actually underneath that, because I don't think it's him.
Yeah.
The build's not there.
If it's Bo Dallas,
because they're not showing...
I'll call myself a WWE fan again.
They're not showing... They're, purposefully, I get it, he's supposed to be, burned and shit like that, and Bray's got a lot of tattoos, but, they're purposefully not showing us anything. He's got those big-ass, fingered hand gloves on.
But he was wearing all that shit for the Randy match when they burned him, so... Either it's a swerve and it's someone else, or they're finally sticking to some continuity in kayfabe and just keeping that big jacket on that he worked the match in so he could take some flame.
I just don't... This
Bray
can't
Wyatt
be final form.
He thinks things ahead, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, he would have wore that outfit on purpose for either reason.
This can't be final form, though.
Of the Fiend?
No.
It's gonna
Something's got to happen at Mania where she, finally... Because Alexa Bliss keeps teasing this box. And I have a feeling, she did pop it open on Monday, but I have a feeling there's going to be, some big thing at Mania between the two of them, where he's going to have this gnarly transformation back into the Fiend.
Yeah, instead of Melted Fiend.
Yeah.
Melted Fiend, I'm fine with, but let's get a true Frieza final form.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me one good reason to break up the Hurt Business.
There isn't one.
There isn't.
No. They should have added somebody before doing what they did.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense right now.
Or,
now what's the Hurt Business? You just got MVP who can't wrestle. He's with a cane, and then you got Bobby Lashley. It's not the Hurt Business anymore.
No, I think they should have had Bobby turn on MVP. If you're going to break up the Hurt Business, make MVP have to recruit some more mid-card guys and get them a push. Like they did Lashley.
Yeah. Well, and then the Hurt Business could have stayed a thing, and then you could have them go after Lashley, keep trying to attack him, disrupt shit.
Because he's losing the belt.
Yeah, but they could have done it to also put him over prior to Mania, make him win a bunch of shit, beat the shit out of a bunch of people to get the Mania, just for Drew to come out in prime form and beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, keeping MVP with him just makes me think that he's going to lose the strap, and then they're going to be mad about it and maybe keep beefing with Drew, which I don't really... Like, I will see how well their chemistry really is together in ring at Mania.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be super into it. Because
Yeah.
they're both great workers. They're both good on the mic.
Yeah, the fact that
Drew's fun.
The fact that it took this long for Bobby to get a belt and now he has to drop it to give Drew his moment.
It's a travesty.
It sucks. Because I could see Bobby feuding with literally anybody. He's been fucking doing this shit for almost 20 years.
You could make him babyface again.
Yeah. Like, for real, I don't want him to go babyface again. I like this fucking monster version of Lashley, but...
Yeah, the Almighty, the Destroyer. He's
works.
a bad motherfucker.
Now, don't be wrong, I hate the whole right into the Hurt Lock shit, but I like this version of the character.
Yeah.
But there was no reason to break them up. I could have understood them, like, him, like, degrading Sheldon and Cedric a little bit or whatever, and then making them, like, work for some shit again type stuff.
Make them turn.
Yeah.
Like, make them attack him and MVP if you want to keep them together.
Yeah.
But... I mean, I'm cool if they throw Baron Corbin in the mix. Like, give that dude a chance.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense how they did it. They shouldn't have brought him over from SmackDown randomly and just stand there. Because at one point, he's literally like, he's yelling at Lashley, like, keep going, keep going. It's like, what? That's not how this should be. Bobby should be telling him to beat the shit out of him so he can just put him in the Hurt Lock or some shit.
Maybe that's the next feud. Maybe it's Lashley and Corbin.
No, bro.
Oh, no.
I don't fucking know.
What about Zayn and KO?
I'm actually excited for that, bro.
Yeah.
Kevin Steen Generico match are some of the best fucking matches I've ever watched.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch Ring of Honor matches, go watch theirs. I think some of them are on for free on YouTube. They're ladder wars.
When he does the fucking pile driver on the ladder
package. He does that big package pile driver that looks so fucking scary.
They have two ladders standing up, like set up or whatever, and another one closed as like a bridge between the two of them.
They have two ladders like that closed.
And then they get up on top of the bridge, and he just like package pile drivers him onto the fucking ladders.
Breaks the ladder.
And they're just sitting there. Yeah. Like, it was gnarly.
Yeah, those are amazing matches.
KO has to jump off the ship, bro. The ship needs to move.
Yeah, we've talked about this off camera. If Shane McMahon gets to jump off the goddamn ship and Kevin Owens doesn't, I don't know what I'll do. I may cry. Yeah. I may cry. I will feel so bad for Kevin Owens.
I'm pretty sure that's why they gave Braun Shane a cage match.
Yeah, so Shane has something to jump off.
Yeah, and he can't steal the ship spot.
Yeah. We're going to watch Shane McMahon die on camera one day.
I wouldn't doubt it, bro. He's dedicated.
Yeah, I said it when I was 8. This dude is going to die on camera someday. And I still think it.
Not a wrestler, bro. He was just Vince McMahon's son. And then next thing you know, he wants to be part of business and starts some of the gnarliest matches I've ever watched are from Shane McMahon, bro.
Yeah, when he jumped 50 feet down onto Steve Blackman.
Yeah. Like,
crash pad or not, A, that's terrifying. B, there's something solid that they still have to break through before they hit the crash pad.
Yeah. It was
that.
Gnarly.
And then Steve Blackman jumps off and elbow drops him for the win.
But I think the worst, though, that we've seen is the Kurt Angle Shane, bro. The sugar glass was not sugar glass.
Yeah, they got the wrong glass. They got plexiglass. Like, did you see at a fucking hockey rink? The hockey pucks don't break. That, two big athletes ram each other into doesn't break.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, belly to belly, overhead suplexes him. Into it.
It didn't break.
Didn't break. Shane just dropped straight down on his head.
Right on his head. Yeah. On the like metal and concrete, like right on his head.
They start screaming in the ref's ear on the monitors and shit.
Don't do it. Don't let him do it. Tell him not to do it again. And he's
as Shane is telling Kurt, you gotta do it harder. And Kurt does it so hard he fucking broke through.
But then they're like in the like Jumbotron, the big like thing where they come out the entrance or whatever. They're like inside of it at this point, still beating the shit out of each other. And Vince, still in the ref's ear, screaming, "Don't let them do this. Make them stop. Stop the whole match." And Shane goes, "Do it again." And he fucking goes to throw him through another one. Doesn't break. Picks him up, forces him through it again. It is one of the gnarliest matches I've ever seen from a non-wrestler. The son of the chairman, bro.
Is Shane McMahon in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so, but he fucking should be.
He will be one day.
I mean, look it up.
Wait, is Vince in the Hall of Fame?
He can't be. No. If you're in the Hall of Fame of your own company, something's wrong.
Who should be champions going into 2022?
Bianca Belair
Yes.
and Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as women go, they need to be champions going into it. Or Becky, if she does come back. I can see Becky being in place of Rhea.
Or have them feud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Let some of the NXT call-ups, let them feud with some of the veterans.
yeah, they need it.
Yeah, it'd be great. Charlotte and Rhea was really good.
It was.
I didn't like how it all played out and whatnot, but
It sucked
it
that
was
she
good.
got injured. Rhea got injured in that too. Like,
but it was really good before that.
I don't know. The two of them, I feel like, are solid women's champions going into it because, in my opinion, they're two of the best
Athletes, just wrestlers.
Yeah,
just plain and simple.
They're two of the best in WWE right now.
Rhea Ripley's got the best women's look and gimmick, I think, in WWE.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I love a punk rock Australian.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was
That
watching.
kicks ass.
It was like a day of thing for her that they did on the network. And she was talking about how, like, when she was coming into the business and had long blonde hair, everyone was just like, you look like Charlotte. You remind us of Charlotte. And then she was like, fuck that. And just cut all of her hair off, start piercings all black. Like, and it works.
It's a great look.
It works.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine OG Burn It Down Seth Rollins with Rhea Ripley. Like, that is like a little manager partnership or like tag team intergender shit. Like, that could have worked pretty well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would love to get Seth Rollins a gimmick overhaul.
I like the style he's going with. I love the drip, per se, as he's calling it. They love the drip.
Youngboy Jarms just asked me the other day what drip meant, and I had to
man.
explain it all.
You should have just showed him Seth Rollins fucking talking about it, bro.
Nah, I sent him a picture of Riff Raff.
Oh.
I said, this is full drip. This is full mullet style drip.
Riff Raff's a whole nother human being, bro.
Yeah, we won't make videos about him. We
I
promise.
love Riff Raff.
I mean, I'm just saying. Just saying. He's
Dr.
not-
Disrespect won the tiptoe challenge, bro.
You'll have to tell me what all that means off camera later.
I'll tell you later.
All right.
Yeah. What about
Men. Well, we're not doing
yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Not doing the men.
No,
No,
we
we're
are.
gonna do 'em.
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends. I think Big E should have been a champion by this point.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day when him and Roman were coming in, it was one of them was going to be the next guy, and Big E told management, "I don't want it."
Yeah, he
Like
just
I'm
wasn't
not
ready,
ready
for it yet.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that amount of fame either. The
I
New
think-
Day's getting a podcast. I was on my Spotify yesterday, and it gave me the trailer for the preview for it.
Huh.
Yeah, New Day, Feel the Power.
Is it going to be on YouTube or is it part of Xavier's G4 deal?
I have no idea where they're putting it besides Spotify, because that's just where I stumbled onto it.
Bro,
it's pretty
did you watch
excited.
that thing I sent you when I was on the way over here?
Nope. I hate you.
You should have clicked on that, bro.
What was it?
So it starts off with it's got the like Stone Cold's like skull or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
a
yeah.
countdown in it.
It's Chris Jericho's appearance on it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't watch it, but I remember now.
yeah. And then next thing you know, it like pans out and they both turn. But like, that's a huge deal right now.
Yeah. I can't believe that that's actually happening.
No, but that's
'Cause
a,
where does he do that show?
it's a WWE network show. That's why I'm like, how is this happening right now?
I mean, fuck yeah, that's the closest we're getting to the WWE side of the Forbidden Door right now.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, bro. But I don't even know who should be champion going into like next year. It really depends. Like, I want Big E to be a champion.
Any champion.
Don't
Don't care what it is.
Yeah. I like this little run he's got right now as Intercontinental Champion and beefing.
Dude, I would love the New Day to have 3 titles. Each one of them gets a belt. Because you've got them on 2
Mania
different
2?
shows. Yeah, or give it to X. I don't care. Give the world title to Big E. Give
Xavier
Kofi
Woods.
the fucking U.S. title or something. Because they're on Raw. I don't know. Make them tag team titles again, and then keep Big E with a belt, and let them all have a belt.
I would like for it to be
They're one of your most over acts
Yeah.
in the last decade.
Xavier and Kofi as tag champions and Big E as like the WWE champion. That would be a good fit.
Like-
You'd imagine the entrances they would do.
Honestly, watching him have his beef with Apollo,
It's great.
yeah, it's made me see him in like this new the promo that he cut, the biblical promo.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was good,
can you
bro.
imagine him and Roman? Him and Roman in a full-on feud where Big E has to basically go through what DB's been going through.
Yeah.
He's got to take out all the lackeys. He's got to earn a spot. He's got to impress Roman.
I think that would work really well.
Yeah, and he's a guy that if you beat the shit out of Big E, as big as he is, and he comes back and starts cutting these promos with shit like, "You gonna make me go biblical."
Dude, but like his delivery on everything, like Big E's personality,
Yes.
the way he just
Yes.
like he speaks, his whole presence is just like he is a massive aura of a human being.
Yeah, he needs to be the next face of SmackDown at least.
Yeah, well, because Roman,
'Cause he's a face of the company for
Yeah,
people like you and me.
Roman's hinting at like retirement here in the next 2 years, and like how Hollywood's his next option type thing, and that's why
He is beautiful.
they're talking about Rock Roman at the Hollywood for 39 type thing, and that would be around Roman's like ending point and transitioning into Hollywood with his cousin type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, dude, that'd be Big E needs to be a face, bro.
Yeah, he needs to be a future, because it doesn't seem like they're building more John Cena's. You know what I'm saying? Or
That's not
even
gonna
more
happen.
Roman Reigns's.
No.
But when you've got like our top guys are Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, these people who are associated with the company now that have been over for so long, Big E needs to be talked about in that same vein.
Yeah.
From now on, they need to get him up there. Him and Riddle,
Yes.
because people fucking love Riddle.
Yeah,
He's
he-
a legit tough guy. He can work his ass off. He's funny, great on the mic.
Yeah. I love the bro stoner persona of
Yeah.
Riddle. Like sometimes it's a little too dumb. Like around SummerSlam when they were teaming in with everybody and he was giving everybody nicknames and shit. Like that was a little weird. But that also
funny.
it made me appreciate him more. It's like, okay, they need to start pushing him a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think the one person I want to be champion who we haven't even seen in so long, Keith fucking Lee.
Yeah, well, he's been hurt, right? He's been injured allegedly.
Allegedly.
Same with Aleister Black. They're both allegedly injured.
Well, timing was awful because he got put into that triple threat or whatever. He was about to get his push for championship or whatever, and then girlfriend, fiance Mia Yim catches COVID, so he's out for that. Comes back, gets injured, and now he's been gone. But I don't think he's still injured. I just think he's at that point, like with Braun, when Braun was out for his knee, they weren't doing anything with him until finally, like, okay, we can bring him back in the mix. He's just gonna sit there for a minute.
That's a big part of what AEW does differently than WWE that keeps them in such high regards with the fans. Is that even when people are hurt and they can't work in ring, they still have them on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They still put them on commentary. They still put them in on Dark or Elevation or somewhere, or they're still in Sammy's vlogs, or they're still in Being the Elite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they keep their injured guys and girls around so you don't fucking forget them. And then sometimes they're smart and they pull them off of everything, so we're kind of like, hey, where's this person been? I missed them. And then immediately once we feel that way, they've put them back. Like, AEW's creative team is so much better in that regard. Whereas in WWE, I forget people.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I forgot about Keith Lee being a big deal there. And Keith Lee is so good.
He is so, dude. When
He could be the same things that we've said about Big E, you can say about Keith Lee.
oh yeah,
The exact same with Riddle.
First time I saw Keith Lee was when I started to get back into wrestling, that 2020 Rumble or whatever. And he gets in and Brock's like, oh, big boy. And then you see him like, holy shit, this is a big dude who's insanely agile. He should not be doing the things he can do. Like,
You should go watch some of him and Zack Sabre Jr.'s work together.
okay.
Because you see Zack's,
Yeah.
he's moving all around so fast, and Keith Lee keeps up. Keith Lee outworks him at some
300,
points.
you know what a Spanish fly is? Okay. It's where you imagine me and you were standing like side by side but facing opposite directions, like, and I were to throw your arm over my head in like rock bottom style or whatever, but instead you backflip off the top rope with the person. You both are flipping. So one of you doing a front flip and the other one's doing a backflip. 325-pound dude doing Spanish flies like nothing.
Yeah.
Jesus
It's
We
nuts.
saw Kazarian and Christian just pull that off recently on Dynamite as well. It was beautiful.
That match,
Two 40-year-old men fucking killing it.
that match, even though it was completely different than the norm of what AEW's been giving us here recently, was a dose of what I feel like I needed. Just some old school wrestling.
Classic.
Classic
With spots.
wrestling. Yeah.
It had high spots.
Dude,
It
when
told
he
a story.
when Christian took the little back bump coming back in the ring or whatever, I was like, oh, that looked bad, because like it's his first match back in 7 years, and
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
just
He
like,
was
don't
rusty.
hurt yourself, please.
He's not like some of the other guys who have been working at the indies for the last 7
Yeah,
years.
no,
like,
he's been retired.
yeah,
for 7
he's
years.
been kicking it, working out.
I mean, him and Edge did the podcast thing. Like, I seriously thought that was going to be like the end of the two of them. I did not think I'd ever see them come back.
No, but I'm kind of happy they are.
Yeah.
What about AEW?
First champions.
Yeah, we've talked about this off camera, and I think we have the same opinion as everyone else in the world that the person to take the title off Kenny should be Hangman Adam Page. It finishes out their story, starts a brand new one, and it gives Hangman a spot, like the top spot, which he already deserves.
Yeah.
He's already one guy we associate with AEW.
I'm for that, but it's not going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I feel like the rest of this year, Kenny will retain the belt, go on this belt collector tour.
Oh, yeah. We've got the Thanos of pro wrestling right now.
Yeah, and I think in order to, once we get to the, like, pinnacle peak of this story or whatever with him, I think it needs to be that New Japan, this Forbidden Door needs to actually open. Okada or Kota need to come over here and, like, boom, you start another story, but you also take Kenny down a peg, take one of his belts off of him, and then Hangman comes in, boom, takes the AEW belt off of him.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they're building it to that, where they're going to have Kenny keep going over, but eventually it all goes to his head, and all these enemies that he's made are going to come back to fucking haunt him.
And I feel like that
great
needs to happen.
storytelling.
Dude, if Okada shows up in AEW and that feud starts up again,
Yeah.
holy
I mean,
shit.
what's Okada even doing in New Japan right
Nothing,
now?
really.
He's working fucking 6-man tags and just having fun.
Yeah.
I think he's just waiting for his next feud.
He needs to come over here, bro.
Yeah. That or he's going to turn heel on Kota.
I mean, that could work too.
Yeah, either way. It's still great wrestling. Britt Baker.
Needs to be women's
Yeah,
champion.
by 2022, if she hasn't won the belt, that'll be
Yeah.
an injustice to the whole game.
on-
Because she's amazing. She's one of the best workers in the game right now.
Well, yeah, hands down, dude.
Playing that Mick
That
Foley
match-
promo.
Yeah. Dude, the promo, and then for Mick Foley to be like, that actually hurt.
Yeah, yeah. And her and Thunder Rosa fucking killed themselves for us.
That match was so good. Did you see her new shirt, bro?
Britt Baker's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to buy one. I don't know if they make it in my big ass size, you know what I'm saying? But, like,
Yeah.
I would wear that shirt. Just of her face all bloodied up. Like, that's her new t-shirt that they're selling. It's her bloodied ass face
Fuck
on a
it.
t-shirt.
Buy it for your fiance.
She ain't gonna wear that shit.
Yeah, just be like, hey, wear this around the house for me. Like it'll make me real randy. Like, yeah. But yeah, I had the Youngboy watch that match with me recently. We make him sit down and watch matches with us. That was one of the first ones I had him sit down and watch because it was so fucking good. It tells a story. It gets them both over so well. And he just sat there in awe.
It's great.
It was like he didn't expect any of those spots to happen.
No.
But the tags come out. Thunder Rosa rolls her from the lock into it, the lock shot onto the tags to break it up.
Dude. And then the power bomb onto him.
Yeah.
She power bombed him
Yeah.
onto him. And I think that's when Thunder Rosa got the tack in her eye. Is when she power bombed her. I think a tack came up or something and
Yeah.
hit her.
It was just a great match, all in all.
It was fantastic.
Dynamite's amazing.
Britt definitely needs to be champion. I'm cool with the Young Bucks losing the titles to like the Lucha Bros or
Put him on FTR again.
no.
No.
I don't want that again.
You know what? By 2022, I want it to be Lucha Express. Yeah.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, because they're a great act. They're great in the ring. They're great when Marco Stunt's around.
Their little promo this past week was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because they're building or whatever for this match against Bear Country. And then they're like, oh, by the way, brought to you by Kong and Godzilla. And their whole gimmick is dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then little Marco Stunt goes and gets a freaking Kong tattoo on his forearm. And they get mad. They're like, bro, we are the dinosaurs. He's like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, guys. Like,
Yeah, total side note though, since we're on Marco's stunt, Paul White is now in the company, and if Paul White doesn't get to chop him, I don't know if that makes me a sick human.
I don't
but
want
I
him
want
to chop him. I
wanna
want
see
them
it.
to tag together, bro. I want that tag team.
Yeah, no,
That'd
I'm
be-
cool with that too.
just
If
needs
Paul
to be a
White's
tag
gonna
team.
work.
He is. He's already said he's going to. I mean, right
That'll
now
be great.
it's purely commentary or whatever,
yeah,
but like
he'll get in there.
he does plan on getting in the ring and actually doing some stuff.
We have to have him and Shaq. They've been trying to have that match for years. They were trying to do it at WrestleMania twice.
And Shaq, he's
Shaq's
stiff.
there to take some bumps.
He's older. He's stiff. He doesn't necessarily know that much about wrestling. But that match against Cody, I didn't think he was gonna take that table bump.
And blow up social media.
Yeah.
Like, that was good. I had people that weren't wrestling fans sending it to me, asking me, what the fuck?
And that's still a lingering story that can be brought back at any fucking point. It literally ends with Shaq being loaded into the back of an ambulance, and then they open the back of it, and he's not in it. Like, that's how that whole thing ended, and we haven't seen Shaq since. So that's a story that's still just open, ready to be brought back.
And I mean, it's easy to book him and Paul White now because basically every legend besides Sting that's a face who's come in is part of the Nightmare family. You got Billy Gunn who works matches. Him and his sons are part of it.
He is now, yeah.
Dustin, obviously part of it. But I mean, Arn Anderson. Like, everyone that they bring in right now that's kind of a legend is like, yeah, I'm with Cody. Like, I've known him since he was a fucking kid. We love each other, generally. Like, we're fans. We're friends. We're family. And Billy Gunn's not trying to make a name in the ring. He's there helping people get over. He's a legit coach.
I mean,
He's
he literally can't even call himself by his full name. Like, they have to lead with his son's name first.
Yeah.
In order to get
Colton Gunn, Austin Gunn, and their dad, Billy.
Yeah. Well, they literally do it as, like, Austin, Colton, and Billy Gunn. Like, they have to, like, throw them all in there. But in order for him to get his full name said. Yeah. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And think about this point. If Cody was able to get his fucking name back, Billy Gunn should be able to call himself Billy Gunn. Like, he is the ass man. Like,
he's the ass man. Now, all right, so have you seen Austin? I can't remember if it was Austin or Colton. I watched one of their matches, and they finished with the hip toss into a neck breaker.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Here's how amazing that family / AEW is. That's what he used as his finisher. That's what Billy Gunn used as a finisher back in the day before the Famouser. Was that move. I watched something very old, but Billy Gunn finished a match with that hip toss into neck breaker. Like, we're talking like Smoking Guns era. And I was like, that's just amazing. That's amazing nuance to me.
Yeah.
And good on the Sons. Like, that's some homage to your dad. Like, fuck yeah.
And it's crazy looking at the difference in his sons. Like, one's way taller than the other one, but the shorter one's more beefy, not quite as lanky or whatever. Like, and it helps with the, like, wrestling dynamic. They got different styles to, like, ping off each other to make good tag work and shit.
Them and the Varsity Blondes are the future of tag team wrestling. People like that. Top Flight, The Acclaimed.
Yeah, top Flight, bro.
The Acclaimed are kind of just thrown together right now. You've got Max Caster, who's very young, from Creative Pro Wrestling.
I hate the gimmick, dude.
You don't like him?
I'm so tired of them coming out with a boombox and his shitty freestyles, bro.
It's so fun.
And that's the worst part about it, is, like, I don't think they're freestyles. I think he's actually writing this.
Yeah, of course he's writing it down.
And they're bad.
He's a wrestler. What do you want?
Bro, go back and listen to OG Thugonomics John Cena and tell me that shit was bad. That shit was not bad. Macho Man Randy Savage's rap album is better than anything I've heard come out of the Acclaim's mouth.
I mean, I'm not going to judge him, because I remember R-Truth coming out doing freestyles.
What's up?
Yeah, that was all he said.
So what, bro?
What's up?
I loved it when he came out dancing, doing the splits.
To be fair, anything Ron Killings does is gold. Like,
he hasn't aged, bro.
No, he's got a rap album.
Go back and look at the picture of him with Tupac from the mid-'90s with
the famous picture of Tupac where they always crop out R-Truth.
Yeah, it's like probably one of the most famous Tupac pictures ever, and it's with R-Truth, and he's just always cropped out of it. Yeah. But R-Truth, just standing there, looks the exact same. He's just got, like, a high top cut with his hair.
And what a badass. He's been everywhere.
Hasn't aged, bro.
You know, he wrestled for Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm sure he fit in awesome there.
Yeah.
They probably do. Why didn't they sign him?
Well, I mean, can they really afford him? You know what I'm saying? Like, WWE pays that guy well.
So what?
They love him.
That's this little side gig, bro. What's he really doing right now other than running around? He's like a 50-time 24/7 champion. You know what I'm saying? Like 50, 5, 0.
Yeah.
50.
24/7 title's hilarious.
I don't know what all I missed, but who should be champions going into 2022 with Impact?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Besides Moose, Moose could be a champion going into 2022. I don't give a shit.
But I
He's amazing.
don't think that's gonna happen.
No, I think it'll be Kenny Omega.
Yeah. Okay. So like,
Kenny's gonna steal their world title.
you gotta give some backstory to that though, because of the two belts that now are unified. That it's weird. Okay, so remember earlier with the whole New Japan thing, we were saying how they had two belts and they unified them type thing or whatever. Impact used to be called something else. It was TNA before it became Impact, and that's what the TV show was called. It was called TNA Impact, and eventually they changed it to Impact, and then you have the Impact World Heavyweight Championship and the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And then at some point down the line, they decided the TNA one's not a legit belt. We're not going to recognize it anymore. Moose goes and finds it and just starts walking around with it, claiming to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, which is amazing in its own way.
He never defended it, but he always had it. He thought he was a champion, and he's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so
He's one of their top guys.
him and the actual champion, Rich Swann, they had a match, and whoever won got both belts, and they were going to be unified and just become the Impact Championship. And so now we have Rich Swann versus Kenny coming up this new pay-per-view here in like a week or two or whatever.
Yeah.
And Kenny's obviously going to win. Like, that's going to be the very beginning of the actual belt collecting tour.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to hold that shit for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, and I don't see him losing the AAA title until Triple Mania at least.
I feel like that's something they should do with Dynamite. Defend those AAA belts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Lucha Bros are the AAA Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
They should be able to wear those out and defend them sometimes. Not all the time, because it's not AAA, but I feel like that should be something that happens.
Bring up some AAA talent for them to defend against.
Yeah, and just another weird thing. Is Laredo Kid their little brother?
I can't
Did you catch
confirm or
that?
deny, but yeah, I heard that on commentary.
And he's like, yeah, here goes Penta's little brother, Laredo Kid. And I was like, wait a second. I know him and Phoenix are actually brothers, but like, is Laredo Kid their little brother? And that's cool, bro. It bring him into the whole. But then, what happened to the Death Triangle with Pac?
Injured.
He injured himself again?
I think so. I think he's hurt again. I'm not entirely sure.
But then when he comes back, like, if you keep Laredo Kid in the mix or whatever, like, it's no more Death Triangle. What is it, the Death Square? You know what
I mean, I'm fine with the Death Square.
It's a circle. Like, what do we do?
All right, so I can't see anywhere if he is or not. And honestly, Wikipedia says that his name is not a public record.
Really?
Yeah, that's
that would make perfect sense coming
Yeah.
from Mexico. Like, they have to live that shit. That's probably Andrade's biggest issue with going back to Mexico right now, is he can't go back and be like what he was because he lost his mask, and they won't let him have. You can't have that back.
no.
That's how big of a deal that shit is in Mexico. Like, lose your mask, like you lose your mask.
All right, this we might have to edit out and do a whole piece on it at some later point. But I've recently watched a small documentary series on masks in wrestling.
Yeah.
Was not Mexico that did it first. It was happening in America and in England for like decades.
What?
Yeah, where bookers basically would get a tag team over and say that it was just, two standard sized wrestlers for the time. Throw masks on them, call them the enforcers. They get over in one territory. It might just do that again. Like, say they're doing that in Georgia, up in Tennessee, they would have another tag team, named the Enforcers, same masks, same outfits, same people under the masks, and they would work a match the exact same night in two different places back when there wasn't TV. And that's how they kind of cheated the system that way in a lot of places. But once it came to Mexico, they took that shit on and changed it entirely.
It changed the game of masks. Like,
Yeah, and the luchadors they made it important. They made masks matter. Because they didn't matter back in the day. It was just kind of like,
just a thing.
yeah, you wore a mask because maybe you had lost a loser leaves town match and you still live in the area, so you don't have
still
anywhere else
need
to
work.
work. So you just throw on a mask and become a new guy, and they build a whole new storyline out of it. We got to unmask the Patriot, and it's who everybody fucking thought it was. Every once in a while it'll be a swerve, but yeah, recent thing I learned.
All right.
What about the women in Impact?
They're losing them left and right.
Yeah, I mean, one of their biggest names, Taya Valkyrie, she's actually about to premiere on TV finally on NXT, like
Nice.
next week or something like that. I think it's like the 13th, so maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Ty Valkyrie to WWE. There's rumors that Jordan Grace is also going to leave and go to WWE.
Yeah.
And then that leaves them with ODB, Jazz, Deonna Purrazzo.
Who probably should be champion.
Yeah, she's probably going to stay champion.
Yeah.
Su Young, who's not even Su Young right now. She's Susan.
Rosemary.
Yeah.
Navia, Kylie Ray,
Havoc. Yeah.
Kimberly.
I mean, they've got good people,
Yeah.
but I don't know. The product needs to
Neil
change.
Dashwood. They've got some young up-and-comers.
Yeah. I feel like Deonna Purrazzo is probably the best one to keep the belt, though.
Yeah. Amazing worker, gets over.
Yeah.
Who are their tag team champions currently? Because the Good Brothers just lost.
Oh,
Finjuice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Finjuice.
Yeah.
They're the tag champions. And then they've got Kira Hogan and what's her partner's name? They're like the Impact Women's Tag Champions or whatever.
Yeah.
Can't remember their name. Or her partner's name.
Tasha Steeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I can't
remember their name.
I-
Fire and Flava.
Yeah, something like that. I don't feel like Impact has enough women to really have a tag division, though. Because, I mean, they're losing them, and then they barely have any right now. It's weird. Impact needs to get some more people in there, or we need more crossovers with, like, all of this AEW talent. Like, there needs to be some more people thrown in the mix.
Going into 2022, after Kenny's done with their belt, after he's used it and abused it, Ace Austin, who's currently their X Division champion, that kid, I mark out for him more than I do for real big names that everyone else
You only
knows.
like him because he's Gambit. He's straight up ripped off the gimmick, bro.
It's a great gimmick. It's amazing. Sting ripped off the fucking Crow, and we all love him for it. Shout out Scott Hall, who gave him the goddamn idea.
Yeah, but he at least changed it to he stayed Sting. He didn't just take the Crow. What has Ace Austin done to make it his own? He literally nothing. He wears pink glasses to give himself pink eyes, just like Gambit, and comes out twirling a staff, just like Gambit, wears a long coat, just like Gambit.
Yeah. And Gambit's dope.
Yes.
So, therefore, Ace Austin is just as dope.
I don't know. I feel like that character needs to change. He needs...
Just give him some good storylines. That's all he needs. He's amazing in the ring, and he's great on the mic. I think that's the future of Impact if he doesn't leave.
Probably won't leave anytime soon, honestly.
I'd love to see him in AEW. I'd like to see him turn face, go to AEW, and then beef with MJF.
That could work. Or TNT champion type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Darby's probably going to keep that for a few more months, but...
Fine with that.
I see him losing it to, like, Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky,
Yeah.
some of these other really good people that are coming in right now. Like,
Yeah. I hope they do something cool with Ethan Page.
yeah, well, there's a match either on Dark or on Dynamite next week, and it's Page and Scorpio Sky teaming to go against the Seidel brothers.
Okay.
So
Well, that'll be an amazing
They'll go
match.
over on that one.
Yeah.
Next bit.
All right. Who should give RVD his retirement match?
Not John Cena.
Fuck. That's what I was going to say. Well, for taking John Cena off the board, I'd like to see it be Riddle. Because they're both stoners, and I assume RVD inspired him a little bit.
Had to have.
Yeah.
Had to have.
Because you can't bring in old ECW guys.
No, he doesn't. Because look at, like, with him and Jerry Lynn, for instance. When they first started their beef or whatever, Jerry had already been wrestling for a good bit, and that was a huge beef or whatever back in the day.
80 years. Jerry Lynn last wrestled for 85 years.
No, he didn't.
Felt like it, and I loved every second.
And then, next thing you know, they're both in TNA Impact. Revive that feud, and then RVD's giving Jerry Lynn the retirement match. I feel like RVD needs similar treatment. Find somebody that was like, he had already been in the business for a little while, and there was like a new guy that came in that impressed him, and like they had a good little feud or something going for a little bit. We need to go back and try and find something like that.
If they could sign Rhino. he's younger than RVD.
Yeah, but he's on Impact right now, and
Yeah.
he just joined the whole, what's their name, Violent
Violent by Design.
Yeah.
Eric Young.
Yeah.
That's a great little group.
It is, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, but it's Impact. Let's just, if we have a shred of sense, I'm fine with it. That's all I need. And that's not a knock on their current product. That's a knock on their entire history. Where they've had amazing stories and then they fucked them up.
Oh, yeah.
Or they've started amazing stories with nothing beforehand. And just like the WWE.
Yeah.
Man, they've had some tumultuous years. For sure.
That's-
Whew, they've gone through a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But that's a hard question, because I feel like it needs to be somebody that was kind of young, but that really impressed him. And then, like, now is doing insanely well. If we could find somebody like that.
Rey Mysterio.
But I feel like they'd have to retire each other.
Yeah,
Which I'd kind of be okay
Yeah,
with.
but I think Rey's going to be around for a few more years.
A few more. I think he needs...
Yeah, and RVD, we could retire tomorrow, and I'd be happy. I'd be stoked. Like, you've got a legacy. You're amazing. You're in the Hall of Fame. You had your retirement match. Let's call it here before you end up in a Ric Flair spot.
Yeah.
Which should have ended at the Shawn Michaels match.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he should be on TV right now, honestly. Well, he's not.
No.
Charlotte's out, but I don't think he should have been on TV as much as he has been so far this year.
That's fair.
Dude, RVD is just so good.
Yeah, you've got to give him someone who's amazing in the ring still.
Yeah.
And you need to do it at Mania. Like next year's Mania, Hollywood.
I may not need to be Mania, but one of the big shows, like Rumble or SummerSlam.
Yeah, something big. Something major.
Something big. I don't know if it needs to be a Mania type thing.
Do one more one-night stand just to retire RVD.
But if we do that, it has to be Cena.
Yeah, like I said, I'm
Mm.
fine with it.
No, dude, no.
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens gets a fresh heel turn, retiring RVD next year. But we let him and Sami Zayn beef up until then.
That would be good.
Yeah, I want to see him and Sami do at least 3, 4, 5, 6 months of this new feud. Let them really shine on the main rosters against each other.
I'm cool with that, but Sammy's got to drop this whole conspiracy shit. And the fact that it is...
Or go deeper.
Wait, today's Friday, right?
Yeah.
The fact that I have to fucking watch Logan Paul on SmackDown tonight drives me insane. Logan Paul is going to be at the red carpet premiere for the trailer for Sami Zayn's documentary, and I don't get it.
Well, I mean, like, to be fair,
Yeah.
they're really out to get Sami. You know what I mean? Like, there are people in the shadows working against him.
I'm not going to say there's not. I know he probably isn't. He probably has some people in the back that aren't his biggest fan.
Was it him and Baron Corbin a week or two ago where they had that big thing before the match? Like, the match no one asked for.
Yeah.
The match no one wanted to see.
It was probably the greatest little package for promo I've ever seen. It was the greatest.
I was watching and I started thinking, holy shit, who hacked them? Like, who programmed this?
No, that was all Sammy, bro.
Oh,
that was his
so
little branch, and
good.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
I like Sami Zayn, but I hate this whole everyone's out to get me conspiracy shit. Got a camera crew with him at all times. Like,
That's the point.
I get it.
Yeah, modern day heel. That's
But
how
why
I
the
get you.
fuck is Logan Paul being brought into it?
Because people don't like him.
I
And people like him. He garners attention.
I know.